chicks don't even know the name of my band.
This goes out to all the guys who like to play basketball in the rain with no clothes on. This is for you. I know Jesus saves. I wish he'd save us from this podcast. I know he looks after you and me, but I wish he'd take us far away from here.
Is welcome to an IDM Friday. Looks like it's going to be full moon tonight. Willkommen. Happy May 16th to the dogs and players and pimps and the vaginas. Super happy to be here. Got a new camera setup going. Shorts will be here shortly. Shorts will be here shortly. He's just doing his bit where he prints the chochi because he's old fashioned, but it's okay. That's all right. I'm your guy, Othman Boucherab, joining you alive. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry we were a little late today. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Shorts is stressed because he's trying to work a printer, and you guys know how printers are. Shorts, you wanna wave to the dog, say what's up real quick?
Oh my
god! For those who are not watching, everyone got a close up of the pale moon. It's okay, man. Yeah, plenty of stuff to get to today. I am super excited. I put together a compilation. You guys know how I feel about compilations. I put together one that I'm excited to go through on today's show with you. We will unveil that in just a bit. Lots to get to. Of course, I'm still unemployed. I know you guys don't really want to hear about that. Ron Mexico did say he wants to hear about the kitchen island that my vagina made me get from Facebook Marketplace. Got a story about that. And yeah, of course, as always, you know, it's not every week that we officially do Yehudi news, but there's always some Yehudi news to get into. Here, let me bring up the real camera. There we go.
Somebody says, "Damn, that's a big ass."
She's a hootie, nah 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 nah. A white girl with a booty. Jen Montana said, "What are we looking at?" Well, yeah, it was tough to figure out, but some people nailed it. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good, man. Sorry about that.
It's all good, man. I know how you are. I know how you is. You got your I feel like you have your, whether you recognize it or not, you have your rituals that you like to go through.
Oh yeah, I'm very like what is that? A creature of habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creature of habit. Yeah. But that's okay, man. Everyone has their own things. I was recently talking to a psychiatrist. I'm trying to mess around with the doses a little bit and switch out some things for other things. And she asked me questions about, normal questions, but then every once in a while she'll sneak in and what about voices? Do you hear voices when you're doing your work or before you go to bed? And I was like, you mean of people that aren't there? She's like, yeah. I'm like, no, but I feel like I'm lying when I say no.
Yeah, you're like, I've got different sound drops from the soundboard running through my head all day.
You mean like I'm gonna come? You mean like stuff like that?
Why the fuck may I fuck you,
bloody bastard? And she'll like, one of the questions she asked was, do you feel like you have to, do things a certain amount of time before you can go throughout your day? I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, but no, I'm too lazy to do that.
So she was hinting at like an OCD thing.
I guess they just have to like make sure that you don't, you're not bipolar or whatever, but you might have to answer that a little differently. It sounds like you got your, I don't really have things like, although I do have to stop at 7-Eleven and get like Sour Patch Kids every time I come over here. So maybe that sort of counts.
First time I've ever went to a therapist, they were like, they said, this is just an obligatory question I have to ask it. Have you ever thought about self-harm or anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I thought about how funny it would be if I drove my car off a road. Like,
Did you actually say that?
It'd be a good story to tell.
Get tons of impressions on X.
Yeah.
There's a technical term for that. Those intrusive thoughts where you're on a bridge and you're like, what would happen if I just fucking, just go right into the ocean?
Just gripped it and ripped it.
Yeah. The sweet release. But how have you been, man? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been fine. It's been very uneventful, very peaceful week at the Schwartz household. So
nice.
Peaceful's good. I like that.
How's fatherhood been?
It's been fine. We've been, she started doing this new bit. I mean, the baby, not my vagina.
The baby. Yeah.
Where she starts, she'll lay in her little gymnasium area,
mm-hmm.
and she'll like look one way with her knees kind of pulled up to her chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then her knees will like drop to the same way that she's looking, and then she'll just kind of roll over.
That's cute.
But she did it for like 45 minutes, and then she'll go to the other side. And we read in one of the books that when they start to learn to roll over, you got to go, wee.
Oh, really?
So that like it lets them know, hey, you're not dying. This is okay. Rolling over is fine.
Was it that Le Bébé book that told you that?
I can't remember.
When the baby is when he is le fromage, le brosse le donne. If le bébé is laying down, you must say oui and give it a fine cigarette.
So for like,
what is the purpose of that though?
I don't know, but it would have been insane if you were to walk by and just kind of overhear it, because for 45 minutes we're going wee, wee.
No, dude, I understand, man. I'm like hypersensitive about like having a happy, positive environment in the house.
Yeah.
So like but early on in their childhood, I was like, joking around and laughing with them, trying to have fun. So I totally get that. You don't want them to know the truth about the world and life.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, your daddy's not fat. He's just big boned.
Don't worry, man. The first 5 years of my daughter's life, I weighed as much as Big Country Roy Nelson. So you have 5 years to get back down to a respectable weight.
Yeah.
How about Lyft? Did you lift at all this week?
Oh yeah, actually I did. Well, this past weekend I went on a Lyft tear.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because there was this bonus. So it was like, honestly, I didn't even think it was possible to give this many rides. But basically, if you give 25 rides in the course of the weekend, you get like $75. And if you get 30 rides in, you get like 100.
Real bucks or Lyft bucks?
No, real dollars.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I was like, whatever. This is going to be the weekend. This is the make or break weekend.
It's so interesting how they sort of make it like a video game.
I know. It's so weird. Ever since you pointed that out, I can't stop feeling abused.
Yeah. Looking out for banana peels on the road.
Yeah. So I was driving all weekend. I drove all night one night from, let's see, we did the show Friday night. Saturday, I woke up around noon, took a shower, and went out and drove until about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I had to come home to charge my phone because I didn't have a car charger.
dude.
It's the dumbest reason I have to drive
Yeah.
all the way home.
Right.
And then I went back out like an hour later until 7:30 in the morning.
Damn.
I got kicked out of the app because I was driving too long.
That happens?
Yeah, apparently you can only every 12 hours of driving you're supposed to take a 6-hour break or something.
That's crazy.
But I kept pushing it past the 12 hours. I was at like 14 or 15 hours.
Holy shit, dude.
So eventually, like, because what happened was I utilized the Lyft loop to my advantage because the app will just keep feeding you rides, right?
Right.
And there's not a lot of people out there on like a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. driving.
Right.
So I just got caught in that Lyft loop and it just kept pushing me further and further. And then eventually caught on and it was like, you're iced out, bitch. You're done.
Dude. How did you stay up that late? That's crazy.
I don't know. I was just wired. I
Just
had that need for speed in my body.
Yeah, dude. That's impressive, man. You were in the zone.
I wish it had kicked me out one ride sooner.
Why?
The last ride was a little rough.
Uh-oh.
I was in DC and you never know what could happen.
Yeah, I know.
So I get pulled over to like Suitland or Anacostia or something like that.
Oh, that's careless. So I'm finna go to Anacostia.
And when I saw where the pick location was, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then it sent me these driver instructions that I'd never gotten before.
Mm-hmm.
It said PNDN.
Okay.
And it made me confirm that I read them. And I was like, yeah, I read them, but I don't know what the fuck that means. PNDN.
Right.
So somebody on Reddit, there was a Reddit thread that explained that it means like pickup, drop off notes or pickup notes, drop off notes or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I had picked up these hard.
Really?
And there was this.
They're hammered? I mean, it's late.
No. This was like 7 a.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
No, these Harringtons, they were some fine African American folks.
Okay.
But the guy, there was something off about him.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe after experiencing this ride, they both seemed a little bit off. And I was like, maybe they've got like some sort of insurance program paying to drive them around or something.
They're going to pay with EBT?
Well, I don't know, because the pickup notes, drop off notes was weird. It didn't explain really anything besides pick up, drop off.
Oh, shit. You can use snap cards for Lyft?
Maybe. And the chick was so huge. I mean,
Yeah.
she was about as big as me.
Like that rapper that sued Lyft because she was too fat to get in the car?
Maybe.
What you mean I can't get in?
But as soon as she got in, she kind of smelled a little funky. And
Of course, she's fat.
I was like, I don't know if this BO or piss.
Oh, no.
So I was just like nervous the entire time because I'm like, if she has piss on her pants, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's double piss.
So then I dropped them off like somewhere across town. Try to guess where they were going.
PG County.
Laundromat.
Oh, that's 7 a.m.
And I was like, wait, are they just going to pick up their laundry? Because she doesn't smell like she's got clean laundry on it. That ass was stanking. So the first thing I did, because right after that, that's when I get kicked out of the app.
Yeah. It sucks that you get kicked out so far away.
I pulled over, and I guess from an outside perspective, this may look strange. If you're driving by and saw me, what I was doing, I opened the back seat and then put my nose to the seat to smell for piss stains. I'm so paranoid now about people pissing in my car.
Smell for or to look for?
To smell for.
Why don't you just look?
Because it was
for
daytime, you can easily look for it. But I was like, what if she had a little pee-pee on her pants?
But like she was stinky. It's probably gonna be an unpleasant experience either way for you. You just smelled her ass, dude. Her stinky butt.
Next time you guys are just in your cars and you see a Lyft driver smelling their seat, it's not what you think.
Yeah, he's not a pervert. Okay. Wait, so what?
I'm picking up another customer, and I'm smelling the last customer's seat.
Dude, I bet you that happens a lot. I bet you if a hot chick gets in, you know, if a guy's like me, he's probably gonna be like, "Oh man, I wonder what that smell like." I'll say, "Bitch, go up in there, give me your chicken sandwich. That's a waffle frost."
This was a new one too. The day before, I picked up these hot checks from
What
some.
ethnicity?
They were kind of all over.
Nice Spice Girls.
Yeah, and they couldn't have been more than 24.
Okay.
Is what my eye gauge was telling me.
Mm-hmm.
But there were like 5 of them, right? And I was
Your
like,
car?
yeah, and I was like, how's this gonna work?
The fuck?
But they were hot, so it wasn't gonna be like,
Yeah. You're
no.
like, I'll do anything for you, whatever you guys want.
please just let me
Yeah.
smell your seat.
Just please keep the windows up so the smell is in here.
So they were tiny, and they all like stacked on top of each other,
Yeah.
right? So I think there were like, okay, so they all file in there. One sits in the front seat, and I was like, I'm definitely smelling your seat.
Like a freak off.
I'm not even gonna wait for you to get out of the car first. And then they were like, we've got one more coming, and I'm like, what?
Like, by all means.
my
Please.
lap is empty.
It's so funny, dude, how like again, pretty privileged, dude. That if they're hot, of course you're gonna be like, yeah, sure, whatever you want, whatever, no problem. Another hot girl, sure, I'd love that. But if they were gross, you'd be like, oh my fucking god, you guys got to cancel and order another one. So what happened?
So they ended up getting dropped off at a bar. It was like the middle of the day or something, I forget. But they did like a Lady Gaga sing along the entire way. They were like, can you do you have a phone charger? And they tried to connect their phone,
Yeah,
and I wasn't gonna let them take control of my stereo.
yeah, dude.
So they just
Don't ever touch a black man's radio.
right. So they just played the music through their phone and just had a little sing along in the back. They were like, rah rah, sis bum ba rah.
Were they already hammered?
They had little like road sodas with them.
Fuck, dude, we have to get a camera in there.
I know.
So what were you doing? Were you just like laughing, or were you?
Yeah, I was smiling, and at one point they were like, we should have. The girl in the front seat goes, oh, we should have like gotten bikes and just ridden those. And she looks at me, this fat old man driving her around.
You're like, I'm right here.
And she goes, what did she say? She goes, oh my God, that's the most tone deaf thing I've ever said. I'm so sorry.
It's his livelihood, okay?
I go, I don't care what you say. I'm still smelling that seat.
Dude, hot chicks smell so good, man.
And then one night, it was either Saturday or Sunday night. I can't remember which one. Like my last ride of the night was like right around here in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I picked up this Indian dude.
Well, you fuck me, I fuck you, bloody bastard.
You've never been hit with Indian autism like this guy had.
Oh man.
So I pull up to the curb.
Like a pair of Indian dudes working out in the gym in flip flops and jeans.
That happened again, by the way. I got another stinking Indian from the gym
Oh no.
this same weekend. It was a crazy weekend.
Damn. All right. So what happened?
So I picked this dude up. I had my front passenger seat window open.
Mm-hmm.
So he just walks right up to the window, looks at me and goes, do I sit here?
You're to be driving me to my house?
I go, I mean, you can sit in the back. You can sit in the front, but you can also sit in the back. So he goes in the back. He gets in the car. And I don't know if this is like...
You're like, Rupinder? You're like, yes, dude. Thank you.
So I don't know if this is like traditional Indian small talk or not. But the first thing he says is, have you had your dinner yet?
Are you to be having your supper yet?
I goes,
Do you watch cricket?
I go, excuse me? He goes, have you had your dinner yet?
It's like 2 p.m.
I was like, no, maybe I'll have my dinner after this. If you really need to know.
You should be going to this new place. They are making the best butter chicken. So how did you continue it? Did you like ask, what about you, sir? Did you have your supper yet?
I went silent.
Yeah. You just put on the Bollywood playlist and Meet me on the courtyard. Damn, dude, it's your stories, your experience of unemployment is so much more fun than mine, dude. You know,
But yeah, when I had those big fat Harringtons in the back seat,
yeah,
it was
the black lady,
black lady and her black husband, boyfriend,
skinny
brother.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
he was skinny. Yeah.
Okay. What's up with that? Why do they do that?
I don't know, but I was driving through DC, and I hit a bad run of like hitting every single traffic light, so it was like compounding my mania in my head of like worrying about how the seat smelled.
Yeah.
And I was like, I almost wanted to go, I mean, are you guys seeing this? This is crazy, right? Like, how is this possible? It was like 10 lights in a row, just hit every single one of them. They were all like a minute and a half wait.
That's crazy. That's so weird to me that they were doing that at such an early time. But anyways, I love these stories. We got to get a camera in there, dude. There's a lot that we have to get to. So why don't we do the big time P1 shoutouts real quick, and then I got to jump to this compilation I put together for the show tonight.
Yep.
Is that I?
Let's do it.
I bet.
Oh, I got another cash tip, by the way.
Oh fuck yeah!
I'll tell you about it later.
They saw the baby picture.
No, I gotta get that for the car.
Wow.
That is
time for our big time P1 shout out.
for dogs for supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/IDMpod. Let's give a shout out to our big time P1s: Alex, AJ McCown, Alex Davis, Brendan Cooney, Brendan Smith. Shout outs to Brent Wenzel, Brian Altman, Brian Busties, Carlos N. Shout outs to Chris Eller, Danny Loudermilk, David Slat, Don DeMarco. Shout outs to Ernesto Ladon, Fatty Pneumonia. Shout outs to Fatty Pneumonia. Shout out to Craven Moorhead, James M., our girl Jen Montana. I came to win. Battle me, that's a sin. Shout outs to JP Flame, Kevin Smith, Korean John, Chris Stein, M_Jizzle, Matt Broderick's, Matt Starcheck, and Matt Starcheck. Shout outs to Peter Rosenkrantz, Phil J. Shout outs to the Real Gay House Husbands of Virginia. Shout outs to Reggie and our guy Brad Paints This. You can check his artwork out at Instagram.com/Brad Paints This. Shout outs to Sean Kibler, William, and Lubomir. Shout outs to you guys again. Patreon.com/IDMpod. You can subscribe for as little as $5 starting right now. And also, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can link your feed to Spotify officially as of last week. So, shout outs to you guys. Thanks for supporting.
Hell yeah. I want to check in with the dogs, but I also want to get to this video that I put together. Maybe if we have some time on the free show, we will do that. Maybe we could do it on Patreon or Patreon. Real quick, let's check in with the dogs in the chat. Our guy Corey Rita, happy Friday. I don't want to get him in trouble with his job. What's up, Corey Rita? Raw Mexico, I'm here for Othello talking about job or the kitchen island. I already said that. What's up, dog? Jen Montana, my shift is just starting too, and I'm on time. What's up, Jen? Corey Rita, honestly, I'm going to be pretty bummed when Othello gets a job. My favorite part of the week is listening to Unemployment Adventures. Good luck. Not good luck. It's great news for you, dude, because I've got plenty more months of unemployment coming ahead. Our guy Matt Starcheck and Matt Starcheck. Hey, dudes, what's up, Plier? D10 in the house. What's up, dog? Let's see. Spider Clamp, my dog, Spider Clamp. Richmond John, what it is, what it do, holla at me, baby. Okay. Oh, Kevin Smith, he says, need a few more Febreze air fresheners in the car shorts. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so, dude, so I don't really listen to Joe Rogan that much anymore, just because, like, I don't know. I'm kind of mad at him for ruining comedy, basically. And I feel like he's kind of washed and played out a little bit.
Well, it's weird too. Like, for me, I feel like maybe this is just only the times I hear about his show because people write about it.
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like he has so many political guests on.
Yeah, I mean, no sports, no politics. We don't care either way. I know a lot of people are mad at him for going from liberal to, having Trump on his show. But yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I think a lot of the times it's political topics when you just want to hear them have fun and do shtick. But honestly, dude, when I think of Joe Rogan, I don't really think of like a fun dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, he's an older guy at this point.
But even still, like, when has he been known as like a wacky dude? Unless there's enough energy in the room to overpower his like, Napoleon complex. I gotta be tough, and and his like, he's kind of got an autistic brain when it comes to like, space and aliens and shit like that. He's very curious about that stuff. So he can like turn like jokey conversations serious a lot of times, but that's kind of like what made it a good show to begin with. He's super curious.
Well, he's so good at carrying on a conversation.
Yeah.
At the bare minimum, you got to give him that. Did you ever see that clip of Jeff Garland talking about hack comedians? And how you can always tell a bad comic that doesn't have any good material because they'll act out fucking a chair or fucking a stool.
Yeah.
And then there's like a clip of Joe Rogan doing that in his stand-up special.
Yeah. So good, dude. I mean, he's the worst at comedy. Yeah. Anyways. All right. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, but I saw these clips going viral on Twitter today. He had this guest on, I think yesterday. The guest's name is he's a Egyptian archaeologist.
Okay.
His name is let me see. Dr. Zahi Hawass. He basically interviewed my dad, right? For 2 hours. This guy is the premier expert on Egyptology, I think it's called.
There's no way that's an actual phrase.
I think
Egyptology.
I think so. And pyramids, the Sphinx, shit like that. And Joe Rogan he had a show on what was it, his History Channel, where he was trying to find Bigfoot or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the cross between like dude who thinks aliens built the pyramids and old ass Egyptian dude who has dedicated his life to studying King Tut and fucking Cleopatra and shit like that.
Those Bigfoot shows are all the same. I've seen a million of them too through the years.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all exactly the same. It's like, we're gonna go on this mission to prove this today, and it just always ends on a cliffhanger to get you into the next episode. And they obviously never find Bigfoot. Otherwise, you would have heard about it on Twitter or something.
Yeah, dude. I know. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this guy, it's not just funny because of that. I think this is like the best episode of the Joe Rogan Experience I've ever seen, and also the worst episode.
Okay.
Because this dude is, like I said, very foreign. He steps all over Joe Rogan the entire interview. It's 2 hours. You know how like a lot of times the guests will fucking like kiss the ring with Rogan?
Yeah.
This dude is not into that. This dude thinks his ring should be kissed. Maybe it should be. I don't know. He's devoted his life to Egyptology, I guess. And he's very confident and proud of himself. Like he says, I discovered this like 50 times throughout the interview.
He does kind of, and I know you haven't put it on the screen yet.
Mm-hmm.
He does kind of look like an old man version of Othman Bouchera.
Dude, I'm telling, it's my dad. Like, I wish you would have called me before, or at least plug IDM.
Rogan's like Joe Roganing out, and he's like, "Wow,
yeah,
wow. Let me ask you: Have you ever talked to your son, Othman Bouchera?"
So I put together like a best of. I watched the entire thing just so I could put together this best of, because it is that entertaining. Now, mind you, I'm not saying I dislike this guy. I said it's the best episode ever and the worst episode ever.
Okay.
I love this guy. I love how he's not like playing the typical role of like, oh yeah, Joe, interesting question. Like he has a very heavy accent too. Let's just get into it. See, I want you guys to see with this first clip. You'll see exactly where this thing's going. All right, here we go.
A scientist. Again, I'm not a scientist. I
Russian
am
do a
not.
Cyrus
I
shaft.
am not a scientist. I am a scientist. I
You
am
don't
a,
believe in
I am,
carbon dating.
I am a scientist.
I'm not opposed to the idea of aliens existing. There's hundreds of billions of
He's laughing at Joe Rogan like he's a child here.
galaxies in the known universe, each with hundreds of billions of stars. The idea that we're uniquely alone. You don't think there's anything out there? Nothing. So you don't believe in ancient civilizations capable
No.
of advanced construction.
Joe,
You don't believe in aliens.
Joe, I
You
am
don't
a,
believe in
I am,
carbon dating.
I am a scientist.
Oh,
If you believe in something, write an article.
I
Then I
understand.
can read.
Wait a second.
Block.
Lie me. That's not true. I have
I thought he said he wasn't a scientist.
He's not a he's not a he's a scientist.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Now what's funny is like this dude is like, you could tell nobody's told him shit for like the past 40 years, you know. And you'll see in this compilation, he does not take this interview very seriously at all. Doesn't really come prepared, but I love him because of that.
have been debating Graham Hancock and Robert Buffalo and John Anthony West, and I told them from the beginning, your theory will go with the wind.
Right, but we're not talking about that theory. We're talking about aliens being possible.
No way. And they were not slaves.
Is that
Because
your phone? That
yes,
keeps
I have
going
to.
off?
I have to
Yeah, kill that thing.
kill it. You're right.
Okay, he's literally on the biggest podcast in the world.
That's such a big time remove.
And his phone is vibrating on Joe Rogan's table.
He said, "I have to."
I have to. I have a lot of people to speak to. No, but watch his explanation. It makes no sense at all.
They were not slaves.
Is that
Because
your phone? That
yes,
keeps
I have
going
to.
off?
I have to
Yeah, kill that thing.
kill it. You're right.
Yeah, right. Sure.
I always,
I will kill it.
because I do lots of interviews, I always close it,
Oh, I get it.
except
He
today.
said, because I do all these interviews, I always close it. And Joe Rogan goes, "Oh, I get that."
Oh, I get it.
Except today.
No worries.
Except for today.
I will make an exception for you, Joe.
I will leave my phone open.
As I shut these things off anymore.
The tools in our book, which is big, do you write?
I gotta let you know, this dude went on the show to plug he's doing a tour. He's got a book out, so it's a book tour. And a lot of discoveries that he's made are written about in this book. But you'll also learn that that's the only place you can learn about these discoveries. It's not on the internet or anything like that. And Joe gets really pissed off really quickly.
Tools and big flint tools, big ones.
And why is this not online?
Who never put them in line? It's in my book.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't that be everywhere? I mean, that's such a huge archaeological discovery.
It's not. It's because it's everywhere. It's not only in the workman only. It's in every site. You have these tools in many sites.
Right, but why aren't these tools online? That's all I'm asking.
Ask the people online, but they are remains in my book.
Are they in a museum somewhere?
There is some in the Cairo Museum, yes.
So there should be a photograph of them in the museum.
Okay. I discovered 20 tools.
These are the tools?
No, this is not the tools. No. The tools are really sharp type of big tools.
I mean,
We found
we love this guy, right?
Dude, that's awesome.
All right, watch this. I mean, they're desperately trying to validate what he's telling them. He's like, "You have to get my book. You have to."
No, this is not the tools. No. The tools are really sharp type of big tools. We found some of them.
What is
Not-
that Jamie's looking at? What are these
This could be the tombs in the lift is like them. In the lift here.
those tools are
No,
like
no,
them?
no, more. No, down. No.
Where?
You know, here there is more. To the left. To the left. To the left.
To the left. Jamie, do your research in the back to the left.
To the left. No.
What?
Again.
What?
You could tell this is where Joe starts getting pissed off.
This is like Joe Rogan interviewing himself, like the Egyptian version of himself. And like suddenly it's dawning on him how annoying it is that he's always telling Jamie to look that shit up.
To the left. To the left.
What?
This two tools.
Watch this. Like you could hear him like kind of under his breath talking a little bit of shit about it. He's like, what is this guy talking about?
What?
This two tools.
You mean up?
Down.
What are you talking?
The second one. After this one. That's it. Up. That's it. And this one.
Oh, those.
Those.
Yeah. But don't those look exactly like the other photograph we just had?
I discovered in a site called Abu Sir, I discovered two scenes. One scene, workmen dragging a capstone. Above the capstone is a hieroglyphic word called Jaim.
So where's this?
What is this?
This is in hieroglyphs. The
Yes.
dragging the capstone.
Yes.
Can we see this?
Find out. I don't know if it's internet or not. But
What would Jamie look for?
look for Zahi Hawass discovery in Abu Sir. I have been
Look for
we'll spice
Zahi
it in.
Hawass on the Joe Rogan show, looking for research for his book.
I'd be like, excuse me, come again? Look for what?
this two tools. Workmen dragging a capstone. Above,
What is this?
what is this?
This is in hieroglyphs. The
Yes.
dragging the capstone.
Yes.
Dude, the best part about this is like for the entire 2 hours, Joe Rogan is so confused, and he's like trying to keep up and ask like relevant questions, and this dude is treating him like a fucking infant.
We see this.
Find out. I don't know if it's internet or not. But
What would Jamie look for?
look for Zahi Hawass discovery in Abu Sir. I have been excavating in Giza, Joe, for the last 57 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know every piece of sand in the site. And I want to tell you one thing also.
Okay.
I am the only Egyptologist who have an open mind.
Really?
That I always
only
look.
one?
I always look at what the public says.
This is your theory.
Not a theory.
No.
It's fact. It is a fact. The pyramid was the national project.
No,
Joe,
that's not what I mean. I mean, it's your theory that the capstone was put on and
it's not a
everything,
theory.
yeah.
It's based on evidence.
Don't be stupid.
I found the scenes.
the papyri.
No, the papyri is something else.
What are the
Talking.
scenes?
It's blocks,
Blocks?
limestone blocks. One scene, workmen dragging a capstone with the word Jaim.
Is this written in limestone blocks? Is this what you're saying?
No, it's show the workmen dragging a stone.
Shows it where?
To be fair, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know
And Joe's
what's
like,
going on.
are you speaking English right now? Joe, don't be a stupid.
Now, Ron Mexico says he sounds like me when I'm telling my wife where to scratch the itch on my back. And then Richmond John notes, Othman seems to have 5 terabytes of scenes of this guy.
All right, here we go.
In the stone that I discovered.
So it's carved into the stone.
Exactly. And the
Okay.
word Jaim in hieroglyphic above that.
Where's that at?
It's an Abu Sir. I
No,
found
but
it.
are there photographs online? that we can
Yes,
see?
in my book. I don't
Boy.
I don't go online. Why I have to go online? I go to my book.
Why internet? Why online? I have it in my book. Joe.
By the way, that's the worst thing that you can do as a guest
Yeah.
on like a long form podcast
Uh-huh.
is to go, I'm not going to give you any information that's in my book. You can just go
Right.
read my book. It
Yeah.
is the ultimate what's that thing in improv class that we used to have to do?
No and
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's the ultimate no
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I understand, but for everybody else that doesn't
think
have
you
immediate
should-
access to your
You should
book.
really did you find them online? It's called the Abu Sir blocks. Abu Sir. A B as in boy.
Yes, how do you-
Today, like yesterday. The
Right.
same workman. Okay.
Right, but
No, Joe.
we're
Joe,
dealing with a different time,
listen.
correct? Like if they're doing it today,
if
they
you
have
look-
access-
He interrupts him like literally like you would do a 3-year-old that was misbehaving. No, listen, stop, listen. Like it happens many times throughout the interview. It's so fun.
And what's this guy's name? The Abbasid?
Hawaiis is his last name.
It's kind of hard for them to look things up on the fly when they have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah.
access to modern machinery.
If you don't
right?
no,
They don't.
no, it's everything based on the idea of the national project. They want to make this for the
I
king.
understand the
Okay,
national
now-
project,
now,
but what I
no,
don't
Joe, no,
understand is
if-
the physics involved
Okay,
in moving
if you don't
80-ton
if-
blocks,
okay.
500 miles through the mountains.
if you don't believe on this,
It's not that I don't believe.
I want
just
to
want to know.
inside this
Hold
block,
on.
inside.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's not that I don't believe. I want you to explain to me how you think they did it.
I explained to you.
From
We can see hieroglyphic inscriptions,
All right, watch this.
Really? So those are the only hieroglyphics on
And,
the
uh,
Great Pyramid,
and
right?
I can show you the footage in my. If
Do you have the
if-
footage
if-
here?
if you can come to my lecture
Oh, come
in
on,
Houston,
man. What about right here, right now?
I can send it to you
Where do you have it? Do you have it on you?
in my computer
Where's your computer?
in Las Vegas.
Oh, well.
Oh my God.
But I can send it to you before
Yeah,
you
but I want to show it on the show.
show it in the show. I can
Like
send it
this
to you
show.
tomorrow.
Okay. You can send it tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. We'll splice it in, folks.
Then, but
He never sent them. I can show it to you. It's in the cloud.
It's in Las Vegas.
Where's your cloud? It's in Egypt. But
What an asshole.
I know, dude. I know.
but you should come and can you come and
This part is really awkward. Watch this, dude. He shoots his shot, and Rogan just shuts him down.
So just so we're clear, it's just starting to get awkward now.
right.
then but you should come and can you come and introduce me here in Houston?
Excuse me? Can I introduce you in Houston? No, I cannot
Why?
because I'm very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Unfortunately, I don't have any free time, Zahi.
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 Zahi. Not Zawi.
And then he's his name wrong. Oh.
Right,
Good.
there's actually a door in the top of the head. Now,
No,
right?
no.
Like,
just
there's a lid,
just
right?
a tunnel.
A tunnel.
25
But isn't
feet.
it closed off though?
No,
They're talking about the cylinder, like a silo from the top of the head of the Sphinx to the bottom. And Joe Rogan is saying there's a lid at the top of the silo. It's like a hatch, like a door. And this guy's like, no, it's not the door. You idiot. Like he's refusing to give any like middle ground to him saying door. And then eventually you find out.
yeah, it's closed. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like a door on the top of it,
it's
right?
not a door. No,
A lid?
it's just a tunnel. Go down.
Okay. But it's closed off.
It's you cannot go up to the Sphinx. That's why we have to cover it
Got
because it will take rubbish and garbage.
Well, that's the top. That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that the top of it?
Is this a Sphinx? Yes, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay, that's a lid, right?
Yeah,
That's
we,
what I
we,
said.
we covered it
Okay.
as last year, 2024.
This guy,
No, I hate it.
you hate him?
I hate his guts.
I mean, I even looked him up. I was like, where is this guy gonna be? I gotta see him live.
The hieroglyphic
But
discovery or 3 months ago.
I will say this. I'm not a fan of him,
Mhm.
but at least we have 40 minutes of him talking.
Oh, you don't? All right, I'll stop it. if
No,
you
no,
don't
no.
like
Keep
it.
going. Keep going.
No, if
We've
you don't
come this
like it-
far. We've come this far. We've got to do
So
it.
all this is isn't that
But listen,
fascinating that you've been studying
but-
the pyramids
but-
for so long and
li-
you're still finding
but
things?
listen to me what I'm
Yeah,
going
do,
to
you,
do.
do you know about the Osiris shaft? How they've got a
I
scanned? right?
Covered it.
You did, right?
Yes.
But do you know that they use this tomographic?
No,
radar and they-
no, I am the one who found it. This is not
No, I understand you found it, but they also discovered it. They showed that it exists using the same technique.
no. This is wrong. This is not true at all. I can tell
hold
you
on,
how
Jamie,
I found
I'll
that.
tell you.
How can I
No,
find
I'm
that?
not saying that you didn't find it. It's under the paper signature aperture radar Doppler tomography by Filippo.
Let me revise my previous statement.
Okay.
I love how much of a train wreck this is.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
I've never seen him so like visibly frustrated.
He's so angry, and you can sense him counting down how many minutes are left.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck! Did we book him for a full 3 hours?"
Yeah. And the dude is like, I can't tell if the dude is enjoying it or he's like so frustrated by how dumb Joe Rogan is. You know?
But he's not acquitting himself very well.
No.
If he thinks Joe Rogan is dumb, okay, maybe he's right, right?
Right.
And maybe he is on paper smarter than Joe Rogan, but he's not coming off that way.
Yeah, I mean the language barrier definitely fucks it up a little bit for him.
Plus, he's contradicting everything he says.
Yeah, yeah.
Like himself, his own words. He's constantly contradicting himself.
There's a part in this I didn't include it where Joe Rogan's like,
Wait,
well,
you actually made edits to this? God. Your
Or
stop
he's like-
sign's right there.
Yeah, you know what? Hang on. Where he's like, Joe Rogan like asks AI, like, is this in Egypt? And AI confirms what he thinks. And the guy's like, no, that's not true. Like he refuses to give him any sort of win at all. He's like, no, you were wrong, Joe Rogan.
Bondi, and if you scroll down, Jamie, you'll see an image, and this image is of the Osiris shaft, which shows that they got an accurate depiction of that from space.
That's not true.
Are you sure?
I did.
Do you
make,
understand the technology?
No,
You
not,
don't.
not me.
So
But
you're
I
just
but I
listening to other
asked
people.
scientists who are in this field.
Have you talked to these scientists that are saying that they have these discoveries?
I made a press release.
But did you talk to them?
I did not.
Why not?
Because they did not talk to me. How can I find them? I made
Would you be willing to talk
Of
to them?
course
If I
I
can
am.
connect you to them?
Yes,
Okay, I'll
do.
connect you to them. I'm just interested if new technology becomes available and they figure out a way to look into the ground and you discover things, especially if they discover the Osiris shaft and it turns to actually
They
be
did not
accurate.
discover the Osiris shaft again.
Okay, you discovered it, but they used their technology to show an accurate depiction of the interior of the Osiris shaft.
The
hold on.
Osiris shaft
Is that true?
No,
It's
the,
not.
The Osiris
The
shaft.
images that we showed.
The
is that true?
Osiris shaft is known to everyone.
Right.
It can be
But
seen by
when
everyone.
they turn their equipment on the Osiris shaft, it shows the actual interior.
Maybe I don't know
If
if
that's the case, why is the body so much more eroded
I
than the head?
told
almost
you the body.
did?
It is a part of the bad stones.
Bad stones.
The-
so
the
they're
top
more
one is the head.
porous stones.
Exactly.
So
For
there's
the-
a different density to the stones. That's why the stone in the Sphinx's head is intact, and the
Because
body
it's
is a
level
softer stone.
it's level 3
So it's a different kind of stone.
exactly
Got it.
of the body, and this why the
Because there's
Egyptian
layers to it all,
the
and
Egyptian-
some of the layers are more
the
dense.
Egyptian wanted to cover the body of stones and do the modeling of the lion body on the covering stones. Can we take 2 minutes rest?
Yeah, sure. Wanna take a break?
Yes, to go to the
Please, we can take a forever rest. Oh my god.
Dude, but what's funny is like he asked for this rest, but it's not because he has to take a leak or anything like that. Like you see him while he's answering, he looks at his watch. He's like, he wants to check his phone or something like that, right? Like, look, you can see him. Like he's like, oh my god, here.
covering stones. Can we take 2 minutes rest?
Yeah, sure. You want to take a break?
Yes, to go
Okay.
to this
Okay.
bathroom.
Okay, go to the bathroom. All right.
And
Well,
it's
listen,
basically-
man,
that was basically the end of it.
it's been fascinating talking to you, and I definitely am going to take you up on your offer, and I'm definitely going to go to Egypt.
No, now we'll talk.
Now we'll talk.
We'll talk to
And you
Mustafa.
gotta Send me
Mustafa.
that video so we can splice it in of the hieroglyphs that are on the wall. You'll send that, right?
I will send it
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
He never sent it.
I mean,
That's how
that was
that's how it ended.
that was a train wreck.
Dude, I love it. But you know what, dude? Here's what I think, man. I think that was low key the best thing he could have done because I never would have watched that shit if he wasn't if it wasn't such a train wreck. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's how you heard about it.
Yeah. So now people are gonna be like, oh, I gotta see this guy. You know,
All right,
this fucking annoying ass dude.
let's unpack this. All right, now I'm in. I'm back in. So the goal of this for you really was to send more people to Joe Rogan's podcast to watch this train wreck interview.
No. I don't want them to go there. I want them to go see my dad. He's gonna be performing live at the Lincoln Theater. No, I'm playing.
So is this guy like a professional lecturer?
I think he's like a well, yeah. I mean, I guess I did learn that Egyptology is a thing. So I guess he's like a professor at like random ass colleges. He was in a Mr. Beast video like last month, showing him the pyramids and shit like that.
And again, what was his name?
Zahi Hawass or something like that.
I do like that. You're right about this. He didn't give Joe Rogan a single win in that entire 40-minute clip you just played.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how annoyed was he probably?
Well, he also like there was no flow to the conversation whatsoever.
Right.
It's like I don't know how selectively you pick those clips.
No, it was all like that.
okay. So the
Yeah.
entire thing was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that from start to finish. There was just no. rhythm whatsoever. In every clip, Joe Rogan looks like he's fuming mad.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
dude.
who booked this piece of shit? But it was probably his idea.
Yeah,
He probably
that's
saw a
true.
clip of this dude and was like, Jamie, book this guy on the show. He's going to be great.
Well, dude, you know, that's a great point because like when he has people on, they usually like will try to find some sort of like level to relate to each other. You know, whether it's like they both have families or something like that. This was just straight up pyramid talk for 2 hours, and Joe Rogan trying to like insert, oh, I'm knowledgeable in this, and this dude being like, nah, you're not knowledgeable in shit, dude.
And how hard is it, honestly, to go on that show? Joe Rogan is like the most open mind to conspiracy theories of anybody in media.
Well, this dude is very anti-conspiracy theory.
I could figure that much.
Well, actually, you and him have a lot in common. You don't think aliens are out there? You know,
Don't you pin this guy on me.
you are. Yeah, maybe I should have cut that a little bit down. All right, I'm sorry, guys.
No, don't apologize. It was worth a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just can't believe how chaotic it felt. Like I feel uneasy right now.
I love, like, I've seen so many episodes of Joe Rogan where people are like, they are over the top, like complimentary with him. Like that piece of shit. I fucking hate this dude, Patrick Bet David.
Oh yeah.
I fucking hate that guy. But the first time he was on, he was like, "Well, Joe, I brought you a gift," and like gave him this like very over the top, like fucking multi-$1,000 gift in the middle of the podcast, and it was just like the most like fucking brown nosing, like breaking the conversation ever. And so this is like the anti that to me. And that's like,
Instead of giving him something, he's going to give him nothing for 2 hours.
Yeah, he's gonna make him hate him for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
wild. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'd like watching Rogan like casually when I see somebody I like that's going to be on the show, but I've never really been drawn to like the weird guests that he has on. Maybe for a lot of people, I'm sure that's why they love Rogan.
Who define weird guests?
Well, like where he's like
archery experts,
where he'll be like, this next guest we're having on, he's an archaeologist who was actually born himself in 1700.
Yeah,
And he's only alive today because he's transported his soul through another person's body.
He's also half fossil. But yeah, no, I know what you mean, man. That's the thing. Like a lot of the times, I'll just pick and choose. But I honestly, I haven't really listened in a while. Like I listened to Rogan when he had Adam Sandler on, and then it was just such a glaringly obvious difference between like a dude that's funny and a dude that, you know,
Doesn't get jokes.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's why I stopped watching this shit.
Anti-joke Rogan.
But anyways, I'm sorry I wasted so much time on that. I thought it'd be better.
You're fine.
Um,
I think I'm sure people will love it.
do you want to get into like real quick? Do you want to get into Diddy and Cassie a little bit?
Yeah, I do. So what's the update? Because the last we had heard, I think on Tuesday, the trial had just started, and again, it's not being televised, which is irritating.
Well, the worst possible scenario for Diddy has come up. Now you think that it's already as bad as it could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to prison for multiple decades, maybe. Who knows? His as far as public opinion goes, his reputation is ruined. He doesn't have just for men hair dye anymore, so all the pictures of him are super gray.
And that Etch-a-Sketch artist drew that picture of him where it looks like a totally different man.
Yep. And all this evidence is coming out. All this testimony about him making people do awful things. You know, we talked about him making Cassie let escorts pee in her mouth.
Right. Yeah.
But dude, something even worse than that has happened.
Okay.
All right.
What is it?
All right, I'll show you. I'll pull up the article.
Okay.
Gracious, I'm starting to feel bad for him a little bit. Okay.
And do we know off the top of our head? I'm doing with that Top Golf waiter did to us. Remember he showed up when we went to Top Golf like a week ago with Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
And the waiter goes, all right, so what are we going to be having today?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I was like,
Stop talking to me like a fucking, yeah.
yeah, I was like, we need a little bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah. The royal we. Okay. So Sean Diddy Combs accused of raping woman who compared his erect penis to a Tootsie Roll in new lawsuit.
All right. I got questions immediately, but I feel like you should maybe lay out some facts first.
All right. Sean Diddy Combs is accused in a new lawsuit of raping a woman with his quote unquote Tootsie Roll sized penis during a violent tirade inside his Manhattan apartment more than 2 decades ago. The woman, identified as Jane Doe, claimed the Bad Boy Records founder took her to his bedroom where he locked the door, pinned her down on the bed, and told her, "I'm going to suck the life out of you."
She's like, Tootsie Rolls. I've sucked on these for years.
Combs, who is on trial in Manhattan federal court, continued to hold that woman down by her arm as he dropped trout and pulled out his quote itty bitty ditty, the filing detailed.
Ooh.
The accuser alleged she was overpowered during the ordeal and repeatedly screamed for Combs, now 55, to stop, but he insisted and instead kept thrusting and eventually ejaculated on her body, she claimed in documents. The disgraced mogul then lay naked on the bed as the woman frantically cleaned herself and rushed to unlock the door, where a bodyguard standing outside pointed her toward the exit, according to the suit. The woman, who said she met the star in May 2001, hung out with him multiple times at nightclubs and a restaurant, said his staff drove her and a friend home after the alleged assault. She said the rapper called her several times after the shocking ordeal and invited her to the infamous white party, but she never returned the calls.
All right, so my first question has already been answered because it was going to be, does she mean Tootsie Roll sized, or does she mean like it looks like a Tootsie Roll, but not the same size?
No.
Meaning like, little chocolate nougat.
No, there was another article, I'm trying to find it, where she basically said, remember we had that discussion about the Golden State Killer?
Yeah.
And how he famously had a micro penis. So,
yeah.
I mean, rape is bad, but yeah.
I mean,
It's
but the
not-
world knowing that, arguably worse.
Yeah. Well, she said that like she was relieved when she saw how tiny his little brown micro penis was.
She's like, oh, this isn't gonna hurt so bad.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it basically doesn't even count. So let me see.
I mean, is it rape if you can't feel it technically?
I mean, all right, we're going a little bit too
All right.
We're
Obviously,
feminists on the show.
we believe
okay?
all women need to say that.
But yeah, gave an unflattering description of his penis, saying that it appeared to be the length and girth of a large Tootsie Roll. Oh, large Tootsie Roll. So like that's like, I don't know, 2.5, like, because the regular one is probably like an inch long.
Wait, the length and girth of
A large Tootsie Roll.
so a Tootsie Roll is like an inch long
Yeah.
and like a half an inch wide or around, right?
Yeah.
So a large Tootsie Roll is like 3 inches long. That's still not better. Not good.
Now here's the other thing,
It-
dude.
If I may say that, that description is also a little bit racist.
Dude, here's the other thing about it though, is I think that this is starting to like help make sense of the whole situation. You know? Like him having a tiny micro penis would explain why he has to get other male escorts, to come into the freak off parties and bang all these girls while he sits there in the corner and watches. Before I thought it was just like a power thing. You know how they say like people who are super powerful like to be humiliated and cucked in their personal life.
Yeah.
Now I think it's just a physical thing. Like he would participate, but he can't because he has a tiny micro penis.
He's got that Tootsie Roll. You get that Tootsie Roll.
That's Tootsie Roll. I mean, but like I said earlier, this is worst case scenario for him, right?
You know what I think about all the time when I read details about the Diddy trial?
What?
I think about that one weekend he had when he found out that he was probably going to be prosecuted, and the FBI was like raiding his house, and he'd flown to like Miami for the weekend.
Was it Miami or was it like Barbados or someplace where he couldn't get extradited?
Maybe.
Mhm.
Sure. Either way, what was going through his mind? He had to know, like, he knows what he did,
Yeah.
right? But like, was this like the saddest weekend of his life, or was he like still completely overconfident, thinking like, I'm gonna beat this, I'm gonna take down the feds?
Are you talking about when he like went live on Twitter or Instagram and was like, yeah, real quick, I just want to like say, I know they talking about me, but I just want to say I apologize.
Well, it was like 7 or 8 months ago, you know, the reports of like, yeah, he was out of the country or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get into the mind of like his psyche at the time. Was he overconfident? Was he like in LeVar mentality where it's like, I could own a pet lion, I could be anything?
Oh, here it is. I'm truly sorry. You know what I'm saying, Yana?
Yana.
Yo, Yana. All right, here it is. Yeah, that was you're right, dude. That was very strange. It must have been like a last ditch effort where he's like, this will work, you know.
The darkest times in your life, sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Dude.
Then I sought out professional help.
I can't look at him now and not think of Tootsie Rolls. Like I'm like, you know, maybe sucking a wang isn't so bad if it just tastes like a Tootsie Roll. It wouldn't be bad. I might commit a gay act.
Oh my god, dude.
I mean, I'd rather have the Tootsie Roll.
That you know what?
But
You
if
might
all
be onto
penises
something.
tasted like Tootsie Rolls or blow pops, maybe not so bad.
I think this was like, have you ever seen those shows where people get arrested and it's like based on the drunk tank in like Vegas and shit like that. I forget what it's called, but a lot of every once in a while there'll be like someone who gets arrested for something serious, like drunk driving and accidentally killing somebody.
Yeah.
And every time that happens, they're like, oh, like, I didn't mean to though. Like, I'm sorry. You know, like they try to like claw their way out of it, you know, as if anything they say matters. I think that's like the feeling I get when I watch this.
But see, there he was talking specifically about that Cassie video.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's when he thought it was contained to like just one incident.
Right.
He thought he was doing PR, like cover his ass mode, where he's like, all right, y'all don't know about like the baby oil parties,
the Tootsie Roll,
my little Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, but honestly, y'all, my bad. Like real talk.
Now it is crazy to think that video comes out of Cassie and beating the shit out of her or whatever, and then it's followed by like a treasure trove of allegations.
The Black Epstein, dude. The Black Epstein.
I mean, really, like it's crazy to think that he is being treated just like Epstein.
Dude, he allegedly has like tapes of all these people doing fucked up shit, man.
But why does it?
What?
Is that what triggers the federal investigation, that he is illegally surveilling people?
I mean,
or is that not illegal in itself? I mean, if it's his own house, he can keep surveillance cameras around.
Well, yeah. Wait, but he's in trouble for trafficking, like forcing chicks to have sex with dudes, which I 100% believe he did. Although, dude, you know what? I didn't bring this up, but there's texts from Cassie now that are being read out in the trial,
where she's like, please pee in my mouth. Please, please, please pee in my mouth. It's like, you dirty, dirty girl.
You filthy hoe.
She was literally, guys, we would never say this on any other terms, but she was literally asking for it.
She's like the girl that the Italian dude was yelling at his birthday party.
Yeah.
I loved you. You stole this childhood from my kids. I introduced you to my mother. All right, so here's texts from Cassie that are being read out.
Okay.
Now, tell me if this changes the way you think about her. And remember, she had that song where it's pretty flirtatious, pretty, we're feminists, but that song, "Tell Me If You Like It, Tell Me," is pretty provocative. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and guys, it's important to read every part of the story. I would just want you guys to know a free press equals a strong democracy.
All right. Do you remember that song, by the way, that I played for you?
Yeah, the other night.
Guys, did you know by the way, do you know in this trial she's 8 months pregnant?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So while Cassie, whose legal name is pointed to message exchanges where Cassie appeared excited about the sexual encounters and raised the idea of having one on her own. In 2009, Combs asked when she wanted the next encounter to be, and she replied, "I'm always ready to freak off." 2 days later, Cassie sent an explicit message, and he replied in eager anticipation. She responded, "Me too. I just want it to be uncontrollable." Later that year, however, she also sent Combs messages that she was frustrated with the state of their relationship and needed something more from him than sex. Okay. Cassie complained at one point that jurors weren't hearing the full context of messages. The defense was highlighted, saying there's a lot we skipped over. And dude, there's one more thing that came out. So she has he has an ex, right? Like, or Kim Porter or whatever, the chick he probably murdered. And after 4 days after she died, there's texts from Cassie basically talking shit about her, saying that she's jealous about.
Days after she died?
Yeah, dude.
She's jealous the girl's dead?
No, jealous about him putting up on Instagram yeah, I miss you. I'll be missing you. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to be a huge Cassie fan if she was like, man, I'm so jealous that bitch is dead. Damn, that's my kind of girl.
Anyways, yeah, there's plenty, dude. I can't get enough of this shit. But dude, I wish we could jump to the moment in time. It's probably gonna be 3-4 years from now where we can digest this in totality. Get a 5-part docuseries or something like that.
Gun to your head right now. Does Diddy go to prison for the rest of his life?
Yes. No. Yes. You?
No, I feel like he'll probably do 10 years like Cosby and then find a way to, he's going to find, his lawyer's going to come through all the evidence, find some mistake in the trial and use it to get him off.
Well,
it's not hard to get off a Tootsie Roll.
Well, do you think who gets out first, Weinstein or Black Epstein?
I think Weinstein's going to die in prison.
Really?
Yeah, because he's kind of an old man now. He's in his 70s.
Have you seen the memes about how Weinstein did a great job of gatekeeping Hollywood movies and making sure only hot chicks were in movies?
Oh yeah, there's a theory. Yeah. There's a theory that the movie industry really needs Weinstein back.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not. We're feminists on this show. There have been a couple roles where I'm we talked about Snow White and Gal Gadot being hotter than Snow White.
She never would have passed the Weinstein test.
Oh, no chance, dude. No chance.
She doesn't get to come on the plant.
Yeah. So, RIP to Shorts' dog, Weinstein. All right, we got to jump to the Patreon, right? But before we do that, as always, we got to give a shout out to our dog, our guy, Money Mike from Money Mike's Plumbing.
Oh, guys are answering, by the way.
In northern Virginia,
Bad mistake.
where the sun always
Let's give a quick shout out to our title sponsor, Mike Cook of Money Mike's Plumbing. I'm sure Othman will have that website ready for you any day now.
You know what? Where's the stuff?
Next time you guys are in need for a plumber, Mike Cook has owned and operated his small plumbing business all over northern Vagina for the past 20 plus years. He is a proven pro. You don't need to take our word for it. Take the word of all the countless IDM listeners who have given Mike Cook a call. He's licensed and insured. No job is too big or too small for Mike Cook. So give him a ring at 703-501-1926. Maybe you're remodeling your bathroom and you need an estimate on how much the plumbing is going to cost. Well, here you are in luck, because if you mention IDM, Mike Cook will give you a 10% discount on top of showing up to your place and giving you a free estimate. All you have to do is give Mike Cook a call at 703-501-1926.
Cow. All right, real quick, let's get to the dogs before we jump to the Patreon.
People got their guesses on whether or not P. Diddy, is that his name these days?
Yeah.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy.
We'll be doing life in prison.
Jen Montana says that sketch artist is the worst. They barely look human. I know. They really should step their game up. Cassie had to describe the guy's penis to Diddy, probably so he could imagine it was his. All the other shit, he didn't apologize. That's true. Spider Clamp. She would rather have sex than get beat up. Yeah.
All right. And so the guess is Spider Clamp says no, he doesn't do life in prison. Reg in DC Shoutouts says no. Jen thinks 20 years
for kidnapping.
Yeah, and obviously Spider Clamp says Shorts might be onto something. I'm not sure what that's in relation to, but of course that's always the correct take. We'll see you guys.
I think she's talking about you defending Harvey Weinstein. Okay, thanks guys so much, and we will see you on the Patreon. Love you.